watches and jewelry and destroyed 8 display cases. We are told the Macy's remained open during the investigation. No one was hurt. Also tonight, a woman has died after a rattlesnake bite in Thousand Oaks. Good evening, I'm Kathy Vara in for Carolyn. Tonight, it happened at a popular hiking trail. NBC4's Macy Jenkins spoke with hikers and some experts.
A Ventura County woman has died after she was bitten by a rattlesnake while hiking here at Wildwood Regional Park in Thousand Oaks. It's the second rattlesnake-related death reported in Southern California this month after experts say record-breaking heat has made the snakes more active earlier than usual in the year. Southern California is a hiker's paradise.
It's very scenic. It's very pretty. There's a lot of nature to look at.
But out on these trails, you're rarely alone. Southern Pacific rattlesnake is right at home in the cracks and crevices of the great outdoors.
I mean, technically, this is where they are. This is their place, you know what I mean?
On March 14th, Ventura County Fire Department says a woman was bitten by a rattlesnake at Wildwood Regional Park and airlifted to the hospital, where she died 5 days later. 3 others in Ventura County reported bites in the last 10 days. This just 2 weeks after an Orange County man died from a bite he got while biking on the Quail Hill Trail in Irvine. Dr. William Hayes is a professor of biology at Loma Linda University and has studied rattlesnakes extensively. He says peak mating season is often April and May.
Certainly seeing them early this year. It's warm weather. These are creatures that respond to environmental cues, which is very prominent in regulating their behavior.
According to the CDC, between 7,000 and 8,000 people are bitten by venomous snakes in the U.S. each year, and typically 5 of them die.
Rattlesnake deaths are extremely rare. I mean, your odds of surviving are like 999 out of 1,000.
But Dr. Hayes says after a bite, it's critical to get antivenom treatment as soon as possible.
If you don't get the antivenom immediately, you are at risk of severe tissue injury. You could lose a digit, you could have a joint freeze up, you could injure your kidneys, perhaps permanently.
We talked to Croy Tan shortly after he encountered a rattlesnake on his Wednesday afternoon hike.
It was like 3 or 4 o'clock. It was a little rattlesnake, and it just crossed the trail. It was nice. It was cute. It was very cute.
It was cute?
Yeah, yeah.
What did you do when you saw it?
Just left it alone.
Just the thing Dr. Hayes recommends.
Moving away quickly would be a good idea. They're not going to chase us. They're not coming after us. Their first response is often to freeze and hope that we do not see them.
He says rattlesnakes are an important part of our ecosystem, but if they feel threatened, they'll attack. Best advice from the experts, stay on the trails, avoid tall grass, wear long pants, and watch where you step. And if you are bitten, stay calm, try to limit movement, and immediately call 911. We reached out to the family of the woman who died, and they were not ready to speak with us. Reporting in Thousand Oaks tonight, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.
We could see changes with social media companies after today's landmark jury decision. Meta and Google were found liable of negligence, failing to warn users about the dangers of their apps. NBC4's Joshua Phillips shares reaction from parents and both companies.
Lawyers for the plaintiffs saying outside court today that this verdict is bigger than one case and sends a clear message to an entire industry that accountability has arrived. It's the first lawsuit to take tech giants to trial for social media addiction. And now Meta and YouTube ordered to pay $6 million total in damages.
This is a landmark moment. It will reverberate. This is a righteous event and a righteous moment that makes me proud to be an American and proud to be a lawyer.
The plaintiff, a 20-year-old woman referred to as KGM in court, sued Meta and YouTube, saying her use of social media as a child led to addiction and depression, and accused the tech platforms of using predatory tactics to hook kids on their apps so they can sell more ads. The jury found Meta and YouTube liable for negligence and ordered Meta, which runs Facebook and Instagram, to pay 70% of the $6 million. YouTube is responsible for paying 30%. A Meta spokesperson gave a statement in front of cameras after the verdict.
Teen mental health is profoundly complex and cannot be linked to a single app. We will continue to defend ourselves vigorously as every case is different, and we remain confident in our record of protecting teens online.
Google, who owns YouTube, released a statement saying in part this case misunderstands YouTube, which is a responsible streaming platform, not a social media site. In court, lawyers for the plaintiff targeted the company's design features, arguing they were deliberately built to be addictive, and the company's executives knew and failed to protect young users. Families who say their kids were harmed by social media celebrated the verdict.
Being in that courtroom and hearing those answers from the jury, it's really validated, a complete validation of what we've been screaming on the top of roofs about for years. They knew the damage, they assessed the risk, and they move forward anyway.
Experts say this case is likely just the tip of the iceberg, as more lawsuits are pending against tech platforms that may force a transformation of social media as we know it.
So it has to send a stern message to the platform that maybe the courts and the legislatures get involved in limiting the access of kids to social media that could hurt their mental health.
Meta and YouTube say they plan to appeal the verdict. In downtown Los Angeles, I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
Tomorrow marks 54 days since Nancy Guthrie disappeared from her home in Arizona. And now we are hearing from Savannah Guthrie as she returned to the Today Show for an emotional interview. Our Robert Kovacic has been on the story from the beginning, spending weeks in Tucson. He joins us now with Savannah's interview, now just hours away. Robert?
Kathy, she is a colleague, she is a friend, and Savannah Guthrie has continuously pleaded with the world for her mother's return over social media. Come tomorrow morning on the Today Show, you will hear part one of Savannah's first interview since 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie was abducted nearly 8 weeks ago. The Today Show shared a moment where Savannah directs a message to anyone who may have information about her mom.
Someone needs to do the right thing. We are in agony.
Yeah.
We are in agony. Unbearable. And to think of what she went through. I wake up every night, in the middle of the night, every night. And in the darkness, I imagine her terror. And it is unthinkable, but those thoughts demand to be thought.
Yeah.
And I will hide my face. But she needs to come home now.
Yes.
The investigation into the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie has amassed at least 40,000 leads. The biggest clue so far, this chilling video showing an armed, masked man at Nancy's home the night she was abducted. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has told NBC News they are constantly analyzing evidence. As the family waits for answers, yellow flowers and ribbons dot the desert community, a show of support amid an unthinkable darkness. Savannah and her family saying that without answers, they cannot grieve. In her heart-wrenching conversation with her former Today Show co-anchor, Hoda Kotb, Hoda says Savannah told her she believes God is hand, and even through this nightmare, she's determined not to let anyone steal her joy.
I was sort of marveling that she was able to sit there with an outfit on, have a conversation, and also have just direct thought with what she sees going forward.
So please join us tomorrow morning on Today as Savannah speaks for the very first time, her very first interview since her mother's disappearance. Also tonight, tensions are rising in Pima County. County, Arizona, with questions swirling around the sheriff's leadership and his credibility. And now there's an effort to recall him that's underway. Meantime, the Guthrie family continues to express their gratitude to the community with the reward for Nancy's return, now over $1 million. I'm Robert Kivasek. Kathy?
Robert, thank you so much. We're going to turn our attention right now to the weather, looking outside. This is Wilson, meteorologist Dave Bigger here with a check of your first alert forecast. It feels pretty good outside.
Yeah, it's all that onshore breeze, Kathy. It's tapped into some of that marine that we have off the coastline, although now we have low clouds and fog starting to spread inland. I just looked at downtown LA. A lot of the buildings are cut off by the clouds. And now our live look at Long Beach, we do have some reduced visibility, currently down to about 8 miles. It was down to around 6 not too long ago. 60 degrees currently after a high temperature of 77 degrees this afternoon. So it's still pretty warm inland. Upper 80s and the low 90s earlier this afternoon. 91 in San Bernardino, 86 degrees in Van Nuys, 79 in downtown LA, 65 degrees in Oxnard. This is yet another day above average for this time of year. In fact, the entire month of March will end up above average, one of the hottest Marches on record. And this also may end up as one of the longest stretches of above average temperatures in history for downtown LA. And as we take a look at the next couple of days, we'll continue to see the patchy low clouds and fog during the morning, clearing for the afternoon, although tomorrow we might have a few high clouds and temperatures will remain warm. As we get into next week, it's going to be cooler and we have a rain chance to talk about, believe it or not. I'm going to details on that in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right. I want to hear that. Thank you, David. And baseball is back. Opening day is tomorrow at Dodger Stadium, and NBC4 will be there all day. So what can we expect? Mario Solis is here to tell us all about it. Mario?
Kathy, we can expect a lot